complete outrage, where China is poisoning America's children, poisoning our teenagers, poisoning our young people. How long are you going to let this go on?
Congresswoman, let me assure you that we're not letting it go on. We are fighting this.
No, I reclaim my time. You're a liar.
And that was the moment where Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene apparently went too far. That moment. Okay, so this caused her to be removed from a hearing by a Republican chairman. So let me just recap some of the things that happened in this hearing. Okay, so first, she completely went off the rails by accusing Representative Eric Swalwell, Democrat, of having an intimate relationship with a Chinese spy, a suspected Chinese spy. And then, of course, the crazy continued, culminating in what you just saw in that video, which is awesome. Okay. But wait, weren't her rights just flagrantly violated? What's next? Is he going to send
Nancy Pelosi's gazpacho police?
Are they going to go after her? What if they use
Jewish space lasers?
Oh my God. Marjorie Greene, are you going to be okay? You going to be okay? Okay. Funny enough, there's another clip here. This was, again, another Republican that was forced to shut her up. Take a look.
It's pretty clear that the rules state you can't impugn someone's character. Identifying or calling someone a liar is unacceptable in this committee. And I make the ruling that we strike those words.
Personal inquiry, point of personal inquiry.
There's no such thing. Stand by just a second.
The point of personal inquiry literally doesn't exist. It's not a thing. What are you doing? I love just that little last part right there. Where no point of personal inquiry. You're done. Okay, you're done. This guy just delivered her a very tall glass of shut-up juice. And it's great. So now, according to CNN, a source close to Mr. Greene, that is, of course, the GOP chairman of this particular committee, apparently he was furious. He was not happy with her. In fact, he had planned to privately reprimand her. Ooh, sounds serious. And said that he would encourage Speaker Kevin McCarthy to remove her from the committee if she ever had an outburst like that again.
Bitch, move it along.
That's basically the response there. So good. Now, here's why you can't do, these kinds of things. This is the halls of Congress, not a Newsmax interview. Turns out you can't just sit there and tell people that they're, call them liars, without any sort of evidence or do any of that kind of stuff. It turns out if you do, it's not going to go well. It's going to go poorly for you. Now, this would be, my opinion that this would actually be different had she actually been telling the truth about certain things or anything, but she was not telling the truth. She thinks, and again, getting to the substance of this, she thinks that Mayorkas wants people to be killed, by fentanyl or whatever she said about China poisoning our children, poisoning our youth. No, it's an insane idea made by insane people. But it gets funnier. So I have before compared her to a Karen. I've called her Marjorie Karen Greene before. And, well, unsurprisingly, just like a Karen, she went to go see the manager. I'm not kidding. According to CNN, she ran to Kevin McCarthy and talk to him about this. And apparently, according to an interview, she said, well, I talked to Kevin McCarthy. He agreed with me that I should not have been shut down like that. It was so unfair. She also said that McCarthy would never agree to pulling her off committees. Speaker McCarthy is never going to let that happen. Karen. Total Karen behavior. Wow. What's next? She's going to try to get somebody fired?
Fired! Fired!
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Daddy McCarthy, please protect me. Remember how I supported you? You have to support me now. Now, Greene, Marjorie Greene, told CNN later that she and Chairman Greene had a chance to talk, but they disagreed about what happened. Oh, really? Marjorie Greene not accepting the reality of the situation. What had actually happened? Disagreeing with reality. Wow, how? I mean, seems entirely on brand for Marjorie Greene.
Peachtree dish.
Okay, but here's what she said. He basically said that we have two different styles, so that we have a disagreement still about what took place yesterday. But you know, I am still new to committees. That's because you got booted from your old ones. You know, for doing dumb things. You already went through this before. And the only reason she has her committees now is because of how much she had backed Kevin McCarthy, putting her back on committees. But she said, I will make sure I'm following the rules, which I do think is important. But at the same time, I'm just going to keep pushing. That's right. She's just going to keep pushing everybody. Pushing nonsense conspiracy theories, because that's literally what she was elected to do. God damn it. I mean, look, now as for Mr. Greene, he had a different take. He defended his decision and also refuted that McCarthy agreed with Greene. Quote, I had a conversation that was maybe a little different with him. Asked if the speaker agreed with this decision to silence Greene, the chairman simply said, we didn't really get into the details of it. Drama. Lots of drama. It's awesome. Just hilarious. Now, there are other GOP lawmakers on the committee that did put her on blast, although they did so anonymously. You know what that deserves. Beta male. Yeah, of course. Now, they did say that her behavior was an unnecessary distraction and that her outburst had wasted valuable hearing time. Yes. Yes, that's true. Now, there were a couple that did go on the record, including someone who considers themselves a friend of Marjorie Greene. This is Representative Tony Gonzalez. Here's what he said about Mr. Greene. I thought he did a good job managing the committee as best he could. But the sooner we can get back to kind of civility amongst colleagues, the better for everyone. Maybe we need to get everybody on a plane and take a codal somewhere and not be in Washington. I don't know what that is, but I'm assuming that's a taxpayer-funded vacation. No, you don't need another vacation. Y'all don't work. And when you do, you make things worse for the rest of us. I don't know if it's worse, the fact that they don't work very much, or when they do, they get together and make things worse. So maybe they shouldn't work at all. But, okay, anyway. Now, Representative Dan Bishop, North Carolina, said he was not in the room of the incident when it occurred, said he agreed with Greene's rhetoric, but he disagreed with Greene's rhetoric, but stood by her sentiment. Another GOP committee member, Representative Michael McCall of Texas, said, he's completely sidestepped this issue, and said, we need to keep the message focused on the border, and then had also dismissed potential consequences for Greene's behavior, calling it, quote unquote, a McCarthy issue. It's a McCarthy issue. Ain't my problem. No, guys, it is your problem. You're literally the face of the Republican Party. You're not. The establishment isn't. She is. All the oxygen gets sucked out of the room whenever she enters. It's a you problem. Ain't our problem. Well, I guess maybe it is. It's America's problem. But the whole point of Marjorie Greene, remember, is that she's a rabid attack dog. That's it. This isn't a McCarthy issue. It's a Republican Party issue. And look, I don't mind that she's dragging the rest of the party down. I think it's freaking hilarious. But to say, oh, no, it's a Speaker McCarthy problem. Speaker McCarthy ain't going to do a damn thing against Marjorie Greene because because he is afraid of the voters. He is afraid of the base. Because that's the real power behind Marjorie Greene. That's the real power behind all of these MAGA people. The base. Who will punish, these politicians by trying to vote in more extreme ones. So, and we've seen that. Or at least an attempt to do that. So, I would say, thanks to McCarthy and the voters in Georgia, she's not just the Republican Party's problem. She is also America's problem. And, we have to find a way through our, voting, through democracy, to prevent her from getting reelected again. Maybe by running better candidates, doing some, investment in running better candidates against her, better messaging. Either way, whatever way we do it in that regard, we got to get to it. Got to get working to try to defeat these extremists like Greene.